Boys and girls in the peach capital of the state, baby. All right, boys and girls, so first of all, appreciate every single one of you. Look at them squirrels. Um, got the rear brakes on the Impala button up. Now I got to get a second step. I got to check them. Well, make sure they're good and bled. Put the tires back on it. Pull it out. Do a brake check on it. Make sure everything's good. Got to cut that rear part of that exhaust off on both sides because it was hitting the brake drum anyway, and it's going to hit the back side. And then I got adjust the Mercy brake, and that's all buttoned up. Just a few little things. But then I got to sit down, pen and paper, and do a quote on, or kind of get an idea estimate on the second part would be the drivetrain running and it runs and drives before I got it, of course, but the engine, you know what I mean, go through all that and whatnot. I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook. I don't know if I put it in the community post here. If I didn't, I'll go ahead and update it. But ordered the pieces for the 2018 Hellcat, which was custom ordered, made to order per VIN number. It took like 20 business days, so that don't count weekends, to get the pieces. And then normally, FedEx guy will come up here and bring the stuff to me in the shop. Well, this time I heard the gravel and I'm like, somebody's here. So after I got, situated, then I heard honk, honk, and then I go up there and look, and the FedEx guy was pulling out the driveway. I said, what in the world is he doing? Now, I don't know if it was the same driver or a new driver. I don't know because they hadn't been back. So I was like, huh. So I walked up there to the front, and on the sidewalk, they had laid the pieces up there for the Hellcat, and on the box it says do not bend, 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 and red labels and just whatever, and the stuff sitting there, it looks like a banana sitting there bent. So I called the company, told them. They pulled up and they said, well, why'd you sign for it? And I said, I didn't sign for it. They said, well, you signed for it. I said, well, send me the signature because I promise you J-Dog didn't sign for it. And it was just some scribble. I said, no, that ain't me. I said, the driver done that, and this is why he done it. And then I showed it to them. They was upset. So they basically told me that they would just send a replacement out, but it would be 18 to 20 working days, business days, to get the stuff. I ain't mad. Not mad because trying to turn over a new leaf. I'm not mad because if I was mad, still ain't gonna fix it. The pieces are bent and they're aluminum. And I don't know if I can show y'all. Yeah, I might be able to show y'all. Check this out. See them right there? See the pieces? That's right out of the box. See them? They sitting there on the floor, and see them? They're bent. Now you're probably going to say, well, Jay, you could probably straighten that. Yep, you're probably right. I probably could. Probably could get an English wheel out, probably fix them. But the problem is they're aluminum wrapped in composite. So if I go to English wheeling, how that composite is attached to the aluminum is probably going to separate. So, needless to say, those pieces right there are no good. No good. Now, the whole description in this thing is, it's a busy week. Monday's Veterans Day, November 11th. Thanks to all my brothers and sisters in arms. Monday is Veterans Day. I think there was a parade today, but I had to go. I went to go see my uncle, my oldest uncle. He was in Vietnam. Not gonna get into personal details, but he was in Vietnam. Um, Tough old coot. He was sprayed with Agent Orange and all that stuff, and it's just caught up with him, and uh, he's eat up with cancer, and um, you know, it's like he said this morning. He said, "We ain't none of us getting out alive," you know, and he said, "I'm surprised I made it this far." So he did tell me this. He said, "Live, live your life to the fullest, because you just don't know." And I know firsthand, losing Owen in 2019, losing my son in 2019. I'm first to contest that one day everything's going great. I might get off this. I might get off of this live podcast, and later on tonight go to bed and not wake up tomorrow. And you guys won't have to see my ugly face no more. So don't take it for granted. So also the F1, the 61 Ford box truck, I got a call from the shipping company. It's supposed to be delivered next week, the chassis stuff for that. So excited about that. Got to go pick up the 85 Mustang next week. It's done, cut and buff. I got to get it back, and then I got to detail it just to make sure it's all good and copacetic, and then return it to the client, and hope everything looks good. Hope everything turned out good. And then, like I said, it's going to be full throttle on the 61 Ford box truck, getting everything set up, and the 68 C10. And like I said, on the Impala, I got to get a list together of everything for the next phase and see what the client wants to do. Do they want to keep pushing forward, or do they want to just get the car back and enjoy it and whatever? But I will say this, I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what side of the fence you stand on. I don't care any of that. But I will tell you this. I had a couple clients that was on the waiting list that told me out of their mouth, point blank, on the phone, they says, depending on what happens on the election, depends on what we're going to do with our vehicles. If we get 4 more years of the same and worse, we just can't do it. But if the other guy wins, things are going to change, and we're going full throttle. So, needless to say, my email and my phone has been blowed up all week this week. People screaming, and they ready to go, and it ain't even January 20th yet. So, you call it whatever you want to. You say whatever you want. I can see a lot of people's dynamic has changed. Like I said, I don't care which way you voted for. I just know, being in this business, how it affects people. Speaking of that, I'm going to try my best to walk down here. First I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to try my best to walk down here to show you guys this next project. I may lose Wi-Fi signal, and if I do, I'll try to run back up the hill to get you. But I'm going to show you. So this right here is a 1988 short. I don't know the wheelbase. I have to get the tape measure out and measure it. 1988 C20 or G20 Chevrolet van. I thought they told me it was a 5.7, but it's actually a 4.3 V6. It's got 100,000 miles on it. I just set a battery in it. The battery I had was about dead. I went to crank it and it won't. So I'm sure the fuel injection is done. But they said it was running and driving, blah, blah, blah. Oil looked good. All that stuff looked good. So, like I said, I got the battery charger on it, and it was like 18% on the battery, one of my batteries. So, I'm going to let it charge, trickle charge. Then I'm going to pull the doghouse out, and then pull the breather off, and pour a little Marvel Mist oil in it, and let it soak, and then see if I can get it to spin over. But here we go. Look, right there she is. 1988 Chevrolet van, short wheelbase. She's tiny. Look, she ain't but about that big. So you're probably wondering what in the world is going on with the van. Well, the van is going to be turned into a shop van. So supplies, parts, whatnot. Don't never know. Might put some drop springs in it and drop the rear and put some daggone Krager wheels on it, or some daggone Krager wire wheels, or some Keystones on it. These vans are getting back popular, like, in the 70s, like Chicken Chong and stuff. So I'm gonna try my best to walk down there and let y'all check it out. I'm hoping I don't lose no signal. If I do, I guess it's just what it is. But it was a state van, and I mean, it's got the rack. I'm gonna pull that out. It's pretty solid. I mean, considering, it's been sitting since 2000. It's actually been sitting since 2023 is what it says. But have y'all ever seen a can of shaving cream that big? That sounds good. Man, that's like 12 ounces of pure love right there. Like I said, nothing special. It's just a van. Got extra back glasses for it and stuff like that. Let me know what you think on this van. So it's like I say, it's a G20. But it's air conditioner, whatnot. So it is what it is. Got a little rust on the top, but nothing Carolina Dusters Blaster can't get off. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Somebody did snatch the catalytic converters off of it, which that's expected. Guy said somebody stole the cats off of it, but nevertheless, it is what it is. You can get cats, but who needs a stinking cat? I'm hoping I'm gonna get off here and pull the doghouse off and try to, if I can get to the plugs, I'll squirt it in the plugs. If I can't get to the plugs, I'll just pour it down in the intake, just a little bit, some Marvel Mist Oil. But I mean, they said it spun over and run, and it's only been part of the year, so shouldn't be locked up. Oil looked good, all that good stuff. But nevertheless, and it's not a 6-lug. I thought it would be 6-lug because it's a 20, but it's not. It's a 5-lug. So, and it's a small 5. It's not the big 5. So, I'm going to check that out, because normally those things had 12 bolts underneath them and heavy duty springs and heavy duty front A arms and spindles and all that stuff. So I've seen a few online that are dropped, probably 5 inches in the front and 5 inches in the back, and put some keystones on it with some white walls out, or put some wire wheels on it, and what do you think? Buzz it back down and shoot it back fleet white, industrial, like a fleet truck white, and put the shop logo on the side? Or do you think should buzz it down, hit it with some epoxy, fix the little dents and dings in there, and spray it some wild, crazy, psychedelic color, like can't do blue, can't do it blue. The reason why I can't do it blue is because that's gonna be blue, so can't do it blue. Can't do it teal because that's already teal. Can't do it green because the mini truck's green and the dually is green and white. So that leaves red, gold, silver. Can't do no purple. Can't do no purple. Be like the purple people eater. Can't be doing no purple. Could do a red, like a pretty red, and then put some gold. I don't know, man. It just rabbit hole. But anyways, yeah. So that's pretty cool right there. Wasn't really looking for a van. I actually was looking for a 62 International Harvester is what I'm looking for to build an ice cream truck for Owen. He always wanted to be an ice cream man, and my buddy Chad, when Owen died, he did a rendering of an ice cream truck, and it's amazing. He did a render, and he never talked to me on the phone about anything, and it's just perfect. So if I could ever run across a 62 International Harvester, short metro van, not the long ones, the short ones, I would sell everything I had to build an ice cream truck and ride around in the summer and sell ice cream. That's what I'd do. I'd sell it all, just ride around selling ice cream. But like I say, that van there, I wasn't looking for a van. Guy reached out to me and told me he had this van, and we talked about it. And I was like, man, I ain't got no money. I ain't buying no van or whatever. And we talked and we made a deal and barter. Bartering is a wonderful thing when everybody feels like they got a good deal. So the worst thing about bartering is when people trade and barter, somebody always thinks that they got the shit end of the stick, and they're walking around with a dirty stick. So as long as everybody's happy in agreement and a deal, trading and bartering is wonderful. But cash is king. You know, my Jeep, you know, I got it for sale. My YJ Jeep with a Mercedes 5-cylinder turbo diesel is for sale. I've been offered everything from a 2024 KTM dirt bike that's valued like at 17 grand, side by sides, Harley Davidson motorcycle, street bikes, Hayabusa. I was close on the Hayabusa. I about traded. Boy, I about traded on the Hayabusa, but I didn't. And you know, the reason why the Jeep's for sale is so I actually give my son the Jeep, and I told him he could do whatever he wanted to with it. And he said, can I sell it? And I said, if you want to sell it, sell it. I mean, I give it to you. And he said, well, I'd rather sell the Jeep and put the money into my truck. Fair enough. You do what you want to with it. So I give him the Jeep to drive, and he decided he wanted to sell it. So I put it online. I'm in North Carolina. So put the Jeep online for sale, and everybody wants to trade and trade and trade and trade and trade and trade and trade. Yeah, I trade $100 bills. So if anybody's looking for a T5, a 93 to 94 T5 transmission, completely ready to go, rebuilt to go, clutch, pressure plate, bell housing, transmission, shifter, cross member, and drive shaft out of a 94 Mustang GT, hit me up, let me know. I got one here that's a client's. He went a different route, so I got that for sale. And if anybody's looking for a 1970 Pontiac station wagon, I pulled the battery out of it so I could put the battery in the van to get it to start over. But if anybody's looking for a 1970 station wagon, which she is a cream puff, like 70,000 original miles, interior's perfect, let me know. I got it on Marketplace too. I was just going to let y'all know that. And like I said, boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to get off here, and before the sun drops down. And remember what I said, hit the subscribe button. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first. Let loose and drag. Peace, love, and chicken grease. I'm out.